Hello, welcome to Animal Audit Corner. Today, we are going to be making, it's the countdown to your favorite side dishes. Countdown to Thanksgiving's side dishes. This is countdown till Thanksgiving. So, with each and every weekend, we're going to make side dishes along with dessert for that day. So, and we're going to also make desserts, of course, I mentioned it. And it's going to be pretty exciting. It's going to be one exciting month since I came up with that concept. But however, okay, let's get to it. Now, you got the roof over your head from the Aftermath Foundation and the SPTV Foundation. Although they put Michael J. Render's name to the Aftermath Foundation, bringing his memory alive through the aftermath. And the SPTV, which was formed by Aaron Smith Levin himself. So guess what? We got one or two choices, or I don't know the situation, maybe even both. Maybe, I don't know. So check with both of them. And you got your transportation and the brand new clothes on your back, because usually people don't have time to grab all their clothes. They just have to just leave. So usually they don't have that luxury anymore. So they'll help you out there. But guess what? The main point you need is to put food on your table. And that is where the Aftermath Foundation pays for your food too. So, and there's the job. You got your brand new job, but you definitely need food on your table. The money, now I got your recipes for you today. So let's just get started with the meals. All right, now we're going to be making shepherd's pie today. Even though I can't even remember making it, it's sort of there, but then the next minute it's sort of not. But I can't remember whether or not I made it. But however, since I can't remember making it, I decided to make it a little different. Although, let me check here. All right, looks looks like I didn't make it. So it's not in my drawer, so that means I didn't make it. So let's get cracking. Preheat your oven to 415. All right, now you're gonna need 1 onion. Now it can be small or big, doesn't make a difference. Beef, although I got my beef substitute. Of course, the animal rights activist in me uses this. I highly recommend it for anybody because it's guilt-free and your cholesterols will go down. In results, when I switched from egg to tofu, even though I had tofu in the first place, my cholesterols went down. I'm not diabetic. Of course, I don't eat sweets every day. And it's just a little bit more healthy for you. But the problem is, the more you eat healthy, the more they drive prices up in the supermarkets. Yeah. It's all about the mighty buck with those companies. So, all right. First, we chop up our onion. Okay. All righty. Now, today, on peeling the onion, like I'm doing right now, they had a guest from Mexico. I think his name was, let's see. Oh boy. It's not Raphael. Oh no, I forget his name. Well, okay. All right. Oh, okay. A former Scientologist from Mexico talked about his time in Scientology. I'll eventually think of his name probably. So this is the worst. I can't even remember the name. And what else is going on? And he has all the memories locked up in there, that when he first left, when he started. Yeah. He started at the age of 14. He was a young teenager, which they usually pluck them out of. So yeah, it's tragic when they do that to those kids. All right. And they bring in the families. Of course, he wasn't the first one in Scientology. His brother was the first one to join out of those two. So I guess he must have thought that, all right. I guess he must have thought that since his brother was in it, that it must have been okay. I don't know. But the time he was in there, of course, he was the auditor. And yeah, those people ask the most peculiar questions, the most weirdest of the weird. Because I caught a clip of a woman asking the other Scientologist if birds can fly. No, they cook a meal every day. Yeah, those people don't think. Okay. And oh boy. Yeah. So he was the auditor. Of course, while he was in there, he found out that Lisa McPherson had died, and he wasn't supposed to even know about it. So he was on the internet. Okay. And that's when yeah. Oh, wait, he was told. And then he went on the internet and everything clicked together. And it looks like that's when he actually left. So, okay. All right. Oh, yeah, there it is. All right. Now, okay. All right. Now, when you chop up the onion, leave in the back because it'll hold the onion together. And I guess it won't make it cry as much, but who knows? I don't know. So, but rinse off the onion, put it under water, and of course, that's when it might take away some of the tears that you had. So, okay, there. Chop it up like that. All right. Okay, here we go. All righty. Am I going to put herbs and spices in it? Geez, probably not. It doesn't call for that when I did it. All right. All right. First, we got that all chopped up. All right, so we just turn on the heat on medium heat. Let's spray the pan, but keep it away from the flames because you don't want you don't want the spray can anywhere near it. Because first, this is oil. It'll bring that to flames. And yeah, you don't want to do that. So you have to keep it away from the flames. It's much easier to hold up while spraying it. It just makes life a whole lot easier. All right. Okay. All right. Stick in your onion. Although wait until it sizzles before you actually. Oh my gosh. All right. And then, all right. Then put 2 teaspoons of garlic. Okay, yes, this is the herb. Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah. Now, if you use this, rinse it off first because it's going to smell like garlic and garlic spread. So, okay. All right. All right, there. It's actually, okay, I'm going to turn this up a little more so we can go, process can go a little bit faster. There we go. We washed up the spoon. Okay. Ready. What else do I? Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right. Half. All right. All right, there we go. Now we're gonna saute the onions. Oh, maybe I should have peeled the onions. Peeled the potatoes first. Okay, well, what's done is done. I'll just put it aside. All right, we're gonna keep sauteing this until it's actually caramelized. All right, let's see. All right, yes, it looks like Aaron is in jail. Yeah, well, because I didn't see any of us show. I hope it's an error, but if Liz says that he's in jail, then I guess he must be, because I don't know. So, you know what? Those spam calls are a piece of cake, or a piece of work. Let me go. All right, there. Now we won't get any more interruptions. So, all right, so there we go. We'll just put it aside for now. Okay. Just make sure you don't burn it. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to peel and cut the potatoes. I should have just peeled these first before actually sauteing the onions and the garlic. So let's just peel this. So peel this. Now let's see here. Okay. Now there's a few more potatoes in there. I wonder if we shall actually peel it. Okay. Alrighty. All right. Now, it's going to be the world's greatest shepherd's pie. So keep it on medium heat when you actually cook it up. All right. So we're going to cook these potatoes. And maybe I should have done this in advance, but you know what? Who knows? So I am going to talk about Scientology And okay, of course, this channel is about the cult and Scientology, because it's also a cult. Even though I do other cult stories, like in the recent past with Jehovah's Witnesses and the Mormon Church with about Melissa and Sam when they were in it. And last week when I talked about Gwen Chamberlain, and Gwen Chamberlain Law, excuse me. And what else is going on? Let me think. And let's see. Yeah. And what else is going on in the world of Scientology? Now, I hope it's just a rumor. Not that I'm accused of Liz of starting some kind of rumor. I'm not, but hopefully it's not true. But it sounds like it is. So this is unbelievable. Now, everybody, get on the internet, write to the Clearwater police, and get them to drop the charges against Aaron Smith Levitt. He did nothing wrong, even though he got in trouble with the judge. But otherwise, he didn't do anything wrong. So, yeah. And, yeah, get on the internet, write to the Clearwater police. Doesn't matter who, overload each and every one of the emails that the police officers had, especially the police chief. And have them drop the charges against Aaron and get them to do their work, meaning arrest David Miscavige and Tom Cruise and all the upper level management, because they are breaking the law. They're hurting people. Overload their circuit and demand justice. Demand the arrest of the upper level management, David Miscavige and Tom Cruise. Those two have slave labor. And it's against the law to have slave labor. Okay. And they've been going behind the scenes like a couple of little cowards. Tom Cruise was at the meeting behind a plexiglass. Talk about the coward. And what else is going down? And of course, you know how much of a coward David Miscavige is, since he never shows up there in public. If he had something to hide, why is he hiding? And if Tom Cruise had nothing to hide, why is he hiding behind a plexiglass? Now, don't get me wrong, he is a good actor. He's a gifted actor. But he owns slave labor and he's breaking the law. You cannot have slave labor. Abraham wrote it into law. Of course, as you all know, I've read it back in let's see. Back in the end of February, before my computer was hacked. Now I'm trying to get back in the mix of things, but it's just tough since I can't find Mona. And I have a hard time getting to it because of my ADHD. I have a hard time getting to it. Yeah, there's 3 more left. So I'll just wash these and then be the end of it. Okay. Because if I don't wash these, it will sprout. But I use it anyway, and I take out the sprouts. Yeah, that's what I do when I cook. I mean, it'll be a waste, and you cannot throw away food as much anymore because they would put holes in the ozone layer. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a trash compactor and put my food in there. So, yeah, it looks like we have to bust into our bank account and buy one. Of course, on the news somewhere down the line, I don't know whether it was on the internet or on TV, like on the regular news, I heard about this tragic death with a father who died in the hands of Amazon. And his wife or fiance, one of those two, I don't know whether or not she's filing a lawsuit, but she came on the internet and reported it and because she made the revelation that Amazon mistreats their staff. They don't let them go to the bathroom. I don't know whether or not they have slave labor, even though it might be true, but I'm not going to say anything that's not true. They don't let them go to the bathroom. Do they actually let them have a break? That I don't know. But she made that kind of revelation that her husband was killed in their hands. She said that they were being negligent towards him. Anyways, all right. Now we're going to cut these up and put it in a pot. Let me get it. Now we're going to put it in this. All right. And then cut it up. All right, let me put this here. All righty, here we go. All right. All righty, here we go. Put those in there. So I don't know whether I saw it actually somewhere. He has these, I think, 4 or 5 adopted kids. He actually took care of them. They're African American. I guess she had other boyfriends. I don't know, but he did. He took care of all of them. They were expecting their first child to get together, even though he adopted her kids. yeah, it's just a worse situation. But that's what she says. Now, yeah, I've never worked there before. And if I did and they did that, I would have just walked off. So am I taking it seriously? Yeah. Because if I apply for a job and I know about it, then I'm not going to apply for anything with Amazon. But that's the revelation his fiance made. So, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm all for the victim, not the perpetrator. Did they make a settlement? I don't know. Hopefully they did, and they'll change their rules. Because this is ridiculous. If you have to go to the bathroom, then you should go. Because that is not healthy holding anything in. So I don't know what happened after that. Did they settle? I don't know. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. Now, like that case and Scientology, I am for the victim, not the perpetrator. Of course, Tom Cruise is not at his typical #1 movie. His last 2 movies were at #8 and #10. And he had a hard time promoting his movies because guess what? Since the word about Scientology came out, the hosts of the show brought it up. And he did not like it. And especially Oprah Winfrey's case, because he was talking about his personal life while on her show with Katie. So if you don't want to brought up, you shouldn't bring it up yourself. And since you brought it up, she has the right just as much to bring it up. So, yeah. He did not like the fact that she brought up the fact that he actually is doing all the wrong things. But yeah. So, and then on the same I guess it was the same show, Echo Stories. That's the show on the internet, on YouTube. That's where I caught it, on YouTube. So, and then there was another show with Leah Remini that he was on, and she was asking him questions that he did not like. And then last, on Jimmy Fallon's show, he did not like what the questions were. Especially, he was joking around about Xenu. He didn't like it. And he just stormed off the show. Yeah. Not a good look for you if you're trying to promote your movie. So, yeah, just answer the questions, because guess what? Since you're in a criminal organization, if you didn't have any idea about it, just say, I don't know. I didn't know that they had this or slave labor or abuses. Just answer it. That'll save your career. But he doesn't want to do it. And then he was on another show. I think it was in the UK, where the host of that show asked the same questions, almost the same similar questions that, well, actually it might have been a little different, because he asked about the slave labor and abusive practices, and he also went off on that host. So he just should have answered his questions, because it's not a good look. You didn't answer any of the questions that the host asked. And since in the past they were accused, Scientology was accused of abusive practices, you should have just answered it. He should have just answered it, but he chose not to. So that is not a good look. And then later, everybody in the back, behind the scenes, it did not look good, because the studio decided to put all his project on hold. I guess they did that so the issue can be addressed. But it doesn't look like it, so yeah. I guess they must have thought, we can't make this movie because what if it's a bomb? We're out millions of dollars. And then I heard that Scientology made donations to make his movies. Now, that ain't right. You're supposed to be a non-profit organization. Now, the movie studio is supposed to pay for it. Now, how does an organization like Scientology make a donation to a multi-million-dollar industry? That is beyond me. The studio is supposed to pay for it, not Scientology. Now, this is proof that they're wasting good money and they're lying about all the nonprofits that they're supposed to make. They got their front groups that they said is their charity, which is a front group. They're not donating to that front group. According to Nora, they send it off to an offshore account and lock it there. So, yeah. And they do make some donations, but the rest goes to David Miscavige. And if one of their Scientologists has a problem, it doesn't look like they're going to use that money to pay for his bail. All that profits goes towards David Miscavige's defense fund. Now, they use it to hire private investigators and high-priced lawyers. One of them even likes Aaron Smith Levin's show. It's all about the money. So why? He just should have answered the question. If you didn't know, say you didn't know. That's all you had to say. Because granted, the celebrities and the wealthy donors don't know about it because it's not done in front of them. But since Tommy is David's best friend and brought the slave labor to him that Tom uses on a daily basis, he would know about it. But no, he didn't answer any of the questions those people asked. So it looks like he's done. So I got that from the Echo story. Just go to the search bar above, type in Echo stories, press enter, and it'll bring it up. They even did a show about Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. So it's there. So now the internet's a bad place to go if you're trying to keep a secret. So either don't do something wrong or don't mention anything on the internet. And if you do, just say, you know what, I mentioned this and I didn't tell you. Well, that's the way it goes. I'm just going to accept what comes. But no, not a good place to go if you're trying to keep a secret. So, and in Aaron Smith Levin's situation, if the internet wasn't around and he actually fought with the judge, then people are going to think he really did it when he really didn't, because we all were witness to it. It's chalk, cornstarch, colored cornstarch that accidentally exploded. Now, that wasn't his fault. We all saw it happen. So it wasn't his fault. And then later, he had on the mask. So, and then Cheryl brought up a good point. If he was trying to breathe, why did he still have his mask on? I hope that's a footage for evidence. Keep your fingers crossed. So, and be on support for Aaron Smith Levin. Call Clearwater Police. Have them drop all the charges against Aaron. And tell them to make an arrest of all the upper management, David Miscavige and Tom Cruise. Flood it. Really flood the internet, the emails, so it can be overwhelmed and they would start their investigation. This is just unbelievable. Because Aaron did nothing wrong. Although in the courtroom, it was a different story. He never should have did what he did, whether he spoke out. It sounded like he spoke out when he wasn't supposed to, and he got jailed for that. I don't know what the situation is. So take that into account. I don't know what the situation is. Now, Liz mentioned it, and I forgot what it was. You all know I have ADHD, so my memory's not that great. I try to remember what happened, what I read, because usually when I read and there's a certain detail, I'm not going to remember it. But guess what? I keep trying. And of course, this is what my journey is. So maybe I'll do another journey story. And now somewhere down the line, I'm going to do another Scientology versus the mafia. I'm going to do another story on that. Okay. I think it's going to be on how both treat children. So, because, yeah, mob does not have child labor, and they don't, I don't think they abuse children because it's never mentioned in any of the research I did. So that's the next one I'm going to do. Okay. But since they see those kids as adults in a small child's body, I would think they're abusing them. So, all right, one more potato, and then I'm going to toss the peels out. Okay. All righty, here we go. So, remember, really flood up the internet with those emails. Okay. All right. So, all right. Okay, so now, okay, I'm going to put 1.5 cups of water, and then 2 cups of plant-based milk. Okay, here we go. One. Okay. Yeah, just put a 1/2 cup in. So. All right. All right, there we go. Because it's already up to the top, so. All right. So 1.5 cup of milk, 1.5 cup of water. All right. All righty. All right, now, so we're going to mix it up. Yeah, I got a new spoon. It is so exciting. I finally tossed out that old raggedy thing. It just melted. So now I replaced it. It is so cool. I'm telling you. So here we go. Put on 5 and keep mixing it. But other than that, put it on medium heat. I put it on 5 because I want things to move along, but keep on stirring. So all right. Okay. So I think I'm going to use this for the pumpkin bread. So let's get started. All right. All righty. So let's grab out our bowl, our mixing bowl. Okay. And our spatula. Okay. Okay. Here's the spatula. Pretty thing, isn't it? Okay. So now we're going to put in 1 can of pumpkin. Let's open it. Okay. Alrighty. All right. Now we're going to put it all in. All the pumpkin in. Now this is going to go to my brother's house on Thanksgiving Day. So I'm going to freeze it until I go. So, and we are going to do this. Make all the desserts, the good desserts, until we get to the 27th. And that's when Thanksgiving Day is. So, I'm going to make my shopping list for tomorrow. And then see what's going to happen tomorrow. I may come on early or maybe a little bit later, but I'll let you know in advance. So, now we're going to put 1 cup, 1/4 brown sugar. Okay. Now where is that pesky scissor? Ah, there it is. Yeah, I turned off the phone so you wouldn't get disturbed. I'm telling you, those telemarketers are something else. And that's one of the things I can't do when doing a stream, because an advisor that was giving us instructions says it's not a good idea. But Nora doesn't. She has all these hits or thumbs ups and subscribers. So I guess it must be okay. So we're going to put in 1.5 cups of brown sugar. Now it can be light, it can be dark. Doesn't matter. All right. Alrighty. There. Just one. Now pack it all in. There we go. And then the half cup. Alrighty. There we go. Should we live this out? Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to find out what else is in there. Now, please store your brown sugar properly so it won't harden. So, meaning, let's see if the elastic's still here. All right, it doesn't look like it's there, so guess what? We're going to use a twist tie. Yes, I have them aside, and it's more like a habit that I have dating back to my mother. My mother never threw anything out when she knows it could be used for something else. I never even seen her throw a single thing away, especially if it's food. If one thing doesn't work out, she turns it into something else. Unless it's burned, then she throws it out. Otherwise, she would turn it into something else. So, my mother never threw a thing away when it can be used. So, that's the thing. All right, so really, really, really seal it and make sure it doesn't open. All right. Okay. Now we're going to stir this up. Now, each and every time you stir it, it's going to combine in advance or combine. You should always stir everything before you put another ingredient in so it can be a lot more easier to handle. But guess what? You can use pumpkin as a side dish for your Thanksgiving meal as well. It's just not for pumpkin pie. It can be for anything, including a side dish. Even though I'm going to make mine into a pumpkin bread. So, all right, here we go. Now, what do vegans and vegetarians eat for Thanksgiving? Definitely not turkey. So we eat like a substitute, either tofu or soy. And we do have other side dishes and desserts. Okay. Now, my family is not a vegetarian, so they wouldn't want to come to my house for Thanksgiving. So guess what? I'm going to theirs. So I'm the only vegetarian, sometimes vegan, although I should go vegan because they take the baby away from the mother when the mother has the milk. So I'm against that. You don't take a mother from its child. That is, yeah, no. So let's see. And then you add 1/3 cup of olive oil. Let's find it. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. Although, you know what? I don't want it to mix up, so grab my olive oil. Yeah, there's a cabinet below this counter, so I grab everything down there. So, hey, maybe I should move everything. No, although I can just reach up and get it from there, but who knows? Anyways, add 1/3 cup olive oil. All right, put it in. Now, as you know, I do get stuff off the internet, but however, I re-ingested it so I can use it for a recipe with you guys, because guess what? It's copyrighted material. You could get in a lot of trouble for it. So make sure you're the original author. So, all right, now we're going to mix it around. Okay. Yeah, I don't have the cider. I'm missing the cider, and that's one of the ingredients that should be in there. But you know what? If you're missing an ingredient, don't even worry about it. But in that place, I am going to put vanilla in there. But however, I think you probably could put both in there. So, all right. And then we are going to put 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. Okay. All right. I'll use this one. Okay. One. 2, 3, and a half tablespoon maple syrup. Put that in. This is the half tablespoon. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now, as you know, the real stuff comes from the tree. This is better for you, although it still has sugar in it. So, all right. So, okay. Alrighty. Okay, so we can mix this up. Is it going to be a little bit sweeter? Maybe. I don't know. So let's see here. And then it says 3.5 tablespoons of apple cider, but I don't have it. So I'm going to just put in the vanilla, even though I don't see it in here. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. So let's try it out. Of course, you all know that I don't do anything in advance. I told you so. All right, let's see. Okay. And then I'm going to put in 1.5 cup, 1 3/4 cups of flour. So let's see here. All righty. Now, is it better to use natural sugar than the one that's been used for bleach? Yes, it is. It's bleach. I guess it must be some kind of food bleach that they use, but it's been found that it causes cancer, so that did it. Okay, I'm going to use 1.5 cup of flour. So all through the holidays, and we all know it's party season, we are going to bake and make side dishes for the holidays. So here we go. There we go. All right. Now we're going to mix it around. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can put, I wonder if it's in there. Okay, I guess. No. So we're going to see if we're going to put the third, fourth flour. And if not, then and it's too thick, then I won't put it. So, all right. And then we're going to put just a teaspoon of the vanilla. Let me get it. Okay. But will it work with the cider? Try it. Might work out. Of course. All right. Here we go. All right. Maybe I'll use the plant-based in the place of the cider. Okay. If you don't have cider and you have the plant-based milk, yeah, by all means use it. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. I wanted to make a Lebanese rice, but you know what? I needed saffron and I don't have it. So, okay. All right. Okay. So last time when it turned into a disaster and it was loose, I was supposed to wash it and then cook it on top of the rice. So I guess that's where the clunkiness comes together. Oh yeah, that's just wow. Okay. So here we go. Alrighty. All right. And then we're going to add in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay. Yeah, 2 teaspoons. 1. Jeez. My hand is just shaking. Let's see here. There we go. All right. Okay. I'm going to put this one back. And then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Okay. Level it off. Okay. When you actually get your ingredients and you want it level off, just get a knife or a spatula and just a steel spatula or a knife or a butter knife and just level it off. So, Okay. Okay. So we're going to put this one back. And then stir it around. Now, all right. Here we go. I think we probably could put the 1/3 cup in. So, and since I don't have the cider available, I'm going to use the plant-based milk. So, all right. Now we're going to add a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Usually it's in a smaller form, so okay. Alrighty. All right. Okay. All righty, there we go. And we're gonna put 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Okay. All right. This is okay. One, 2. There. Okay. Okay. And now we're going to stir it around. All righty. All right. And should I make a carrot cake before Thanksgiving? Let's figure it out, because I got a cool decorating tip for you. So let me think about it a little more. And let's see. Okay. Now let's try putting the 3/4 in. Maybe 1/3. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe we should put just the 1/3 in. Let's see. So. Okay, yeah, let's just put. Yeah, let's just put about 1/3 in. Okay, so because we don't want it to stiffen up, so alrighty, here we go. So most of it is brown sugar and the maple syrup. So We do not need granulated sugar. Okay. Alrighty. Now we're going to put this back. Let me see here. Now let's just skip it all together. Alrighty. Oh, here we go. We'll just use this rubber band for the flour. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to do a lot of baking for Thanksgiving. So let's just get ready to do it. So, and then the day before Thanksgiving, we're going to be making pies. So I think the 27th, oh geez. I'll see when it is actually is 27th. Okay, I'll check it and then let you know tomorrow. So, all right. I did the most, you never believe what I did. I actually forgot to put the date in advance so I can come on to this show, but what do you know? I forgot, so I did it this afternoon. And of course, you guys, not on here. Or one of you're not on here, so hopefully all you Scientologists are getting all my recipes that I did through the year. So here we go. All right, now we're going to use this, the bread pan. So I'm going to spray it. And then put it in the oven. Of course, it's supposed to be on 350, but yeah, I'm going to actually wait until it's done. The potatoes are done. And then I'll put it into the oven when it's done. So we're about 1 hour, 18 minutes in. So let's just spray the pan. Okay, there. Okay. All righty. Okay. So let's put it in. Oh yeah, it looks good. Especially when it's the brown sugar. Okay. All right. Okay. All righty. Oh boy. All right. Put the rest in. All righty. All right. All right. Okay. All right. And there we go. So Oh boy. Has a spicy taste to it. Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, it was on my counter, so I was trying to be careful how I put it on. So, pull this aside. Now, okay. All right. So, I'm going to mix this around. All right. Now, what is going on? Yes. As you know, Anthony D'Amato Jr. is actually at a hospital claiming that he's actually sick. So, and they did actually, I think the police might have been there. And actually he did go, and I don't know whether or not the court confirmed his condition, whether he has whatever is ailing him. And there is a warrant out for his arrest. And yeah, he's making like he's sick. Is he really sick? I don't know. He could be, he could be not. So I guess the police might be with him right now. Okay, let me get a masher. All right. Now, if you actually have a blender or, a blender, you can actually take it and whip it up, but leave some of the lumps in. But otherwise, you're going to need this. So, alrighty. And, oh, geez. Of course, exactly 1 year today, William Good led the protest with cameras to cell phones or regular cameras to film Scientology. It's almost the 1 year anniversary. So now I did email Cubs champion to actually be on my show for an interview, since he is on the same street that I used to walk down as a child. And I definitely know I've been in that building. It's a little foggy, but I know I was in that building. So, okay. Yeah, I emailed him. I haven't heard from him yet. So, alrighty. All right. And what else is going on? All right, I can't let anything happen to this stove. I already done enough to it. The white marks came off, so it probably would have came off anyway. So, and yeah, I invited him on a show. Am I going to hear from him? If not, I'm going to keep on trying until I actually have somebody on my show, especially him, since he's on the same street that I used to walk down. So, yeah, all those people there are whack jobs. I hope they don't ruin the businesses. Of course, Cubs champ, or is it the other protester, actually is at the same time promoting it. So Scientology wouldn't ruin their businesses. Now, did I put butter in this? No, I didn't. So I'm just going to skip the butter. Now, okay. And let's see here. What else is going on? Yeah. I'm actually going to see if I can get in touch with William Good. So we can actually invite him on the show on the 1-year anniversary of when he got everybody to film Scientology. And of course, he also has his show, Film the Police LA. So that's where he actually accidentally came upon him when one of the Scientologists came out and told him he couldn't stand there. Like they own the street. They think they own everything. Forget the streets, they think they own every single piece of everything. So it's just ridiculous. All right, so okay, and yeah, that's when he started his show, and of course, and then Jessica Dessa jumped into the protest with William Good, and so did Chris Without a Hellcat and Confident Chris. They all started filming him, and guess what? It's the same year that Chris Without a Hellcat. It was Chris Without a Hellcat. I thought in past it was Confident Chris, but no. It was Chris Without a Hellcat. He actually caught Julian Schwartz in the hall of the Blue Building. Now, the authorities are looking for him. Couldn't find him. They spent months looking for him. Chris finds them all on one night. Isn't that something? So is he actually going to report it to the police or whoever is looking for him? You know what? He probably thought they're not going to do anything. So I guess he must have said, you know what? Forget it. Because I would have thought the same thing, but would have I tried? I don't know. So, okay. And let me see. What else is there? Yeah. Today, I saw that old clip with Aaron Smith Levin actually presented it to the world. Does the authorities have Julian Schwartz now? I don't know. And this is something. The authorities been looking for him for months, where Chris Without a Hellcat finds him in one day or one night, whatever. Okay, let's see here. All righty. Did I put too much? I don't know. So, stir this up. Hopefully it will be done. Now this is soy milk. I replaced regular milk with soy milk. Now, should I find some substitute for calcium in a powder? I don't know. in one clip, some guy just poured a whole bottle of or half of a bottle of vitamins in there, but would it work? I don't know. So who knows? So alrighty. All right. There we go. Now, is this going to be done? If not, I'm going to have to dump some of it out. So let's see here. All right. And let's see. All right. Now, as you know, they are still trying to save the garden in Clearwater, Florida. As you know, Scientology bought 75% of the business and literally pushed everybody out. Unbelievable, isn't it? So, yeah. Now I did everything in my task, especially talk to the candidate, the mayor, and he or she said that he's going to turn it over to she or he said he's going to turn it over to superintendent of schools. So hopefully he'll tell everybody else. Now, what state I am at this point, I'm not going to say. And I'm not going to say what candidate I gave this information to because, Scientology is going to go ahead of the next person. So, yeah, I heard somewhere that half the politicians don't like Scientology. That's what I'm hearing. But is Trump doing anything about it? No, otherwise we would have heard about it by now. And according to Aaron Smith Levin, of course you must have heard by now, Nancy Cartwright wined and dined Pam Bondi, or whatever her name is, so she can look the other way while they commit a crime. Now, is that what David Miscavige told her to do? Possibly. But they're definitely getting her to look the other way because she's not doing anything. And she's been named Attorney General. Unbelievable, isn't it? So, of course, they're not doing anything because little Pam Bondi is not saying anything. She is actually looking the other way. Now, Trump and Bondi are a couple of hypocrites because they're not enforcing the law when it comes to these trafficking or immigration. They are hypocrites. It is just unbelievable. I am just telling you, all this is yeah, it's unbelievable. All right, let me check this out. Okay. I hope I didn't put too much in there. Yeah, it's done. It looks like I'm going to have to dump some of this out, so. All right, here we go. All right. Because this is just so soft, so I have to dump some of it out. Okay, there. Alrighty. All right, so there we go. All right, yeah, unbelievable, isn't it? A couple of hypocrites. Yeah, they're looking the other way. And of course, Trump is not doing his job at all because Pam Bondi is not doing hers due to the fact that Nancy Cartwright wined and dined her. So there we go. And let's see, that was, I think 1 year. No, that was 4 years ago. Maybe, yeah. Because, of course, you know, he had to leave because Biden came into the presidency. He ran, of course, Trump ran again, won. And I don't know what this country was thinking since they didn't elect him the last time due to the fact that the coronavirus was still there. So, and of course, you know, he stepped, of course, you know, that Biden stepped down in the advice of Nancy Pelosi and the other Democrats in the office. So he did, and he let Kamala run in his place, which is great. And yeah, I don't know if it's the fact that she was a woman and most of, who knows. So, of course, we all know that the world elected it. Now, were some women jealous the fact that she's running and she's making something of herself or not? Or half the men in this country are thinking, I don't want a woman president, and they don't want to have anything to do with it? Possibly. Okay. Now, if she were to be president, that's it. Scientology would have been done for. But I did do half my task. I did tell the candidate, she said, he or she said that they'll let the superintendent of schools know. And they will tell the schools that I'm in the town that I'm in. I'm not going to say what town in Ohio. So, okay. So, now how many superintendents of school is in the state of Ohio? Now that is to be seen. I'll look it up later and I'll tell you. So it might be more than one. Who knows? So keep our fingers crossed that person will go to every superintendent's school. Keep your fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And I'll try and get in contact with the winner of the town that I'm in and see if I can get them, him or her, to stop Scientology dead in their tracks. In what town? Not going to tell you until it's done. Okay. So, is it going to be good news for a change? Possibly. I'll find out on Monday. So, okay. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, it is getting soft. So, all right, it's almost done. And then I am going to mash it. Maybe I'll put a couple of teaspoons of garlic in there. I love garlic. I put garlic into almost everything. I just love the smell of garlic. Let's do it. So we'll just put 2 teaspoons of garlic in there. Okay, let me rinse this off because it has cinnamon in it. Okay, so, all right. Alrighty, so let's just do it. All right, so here's, oh gosh, here's 1. And here's 2. Alrighty, there. Okay, now we're gonna put this away, throw it in the sink. All right, and then we're gonna stir this around. Alrighty. Yeah, I had to dump it out. So just put like one cup each, half a cup each, something like that. So yeah, I'm the one to so oh yeah, this is pulling very well since I dumped it out. So all right, it's almost done. All right. Oh boy. Is it gonna smell good since I put the garlic in? Let's find out. Okay. All righty. And then we got the banana bread. The pumpkin bread. And let's see, for the kids, should we make chocolate chip cookies? Possibly. So, of course, you know, I usually buy store brand because they're a lot cheaper. I can't afford name brands at all. I can't even afford to donate money. So this is why I have this segment and buy me a coffee. I actually went to it, copied it, and pasted it. Now, what's going to happen next? All right. I am trying to get a job in, well, I'm not going to say it because I don't want Scientology to accept whatever it is I'm going to do. So, okay. All right. Possibly done. Yep, it is done. All right. Here we go. It's done. Now we're going to turn around and mash it. And then put it aside. Yeah. Since I've actually poured some of it out. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so let's mash it. It really, really pulled. Oh my gosh, it looks so awesome. And now I'm going to turn on the oven again, or stovetop again, and then mix in the vegan beef. All right. Okay. Now, all right. Now, I am going to pull this aside, take this, and then saute it. And as soon as I hear a sizzle, I'm going to jump in the ground vegan beef. So, but I'm not going to tell you what to use. I know it's a free country. Use whatever you want. I don't know. So I can't turn everybody into a vegetarian. That's the thing. All right. So, and then I'm going to turn around and put the carrots in. Hopefully they'll all go in. But let me see. Maybe it'll go in. Yeah, I think it will. All right. So, all right. Now let's see. What else is going on? All righty. Oh, let me think. Oh boy. Oh wow. I can't remember. Let me think here. Okay, now it's sizzling, and since whatever's in there is already bound, I'm going to open this up and then put it in. There we go. Then I'm going to saute it and then stick it in there. All right. And today was just so completely dark. It is unbelievable. I thought it was going to rain, but I guess it might have. I think it didn't rain, but it was dark anyway, so I had to use these lights and turn on the kitchen lights at the same time so you could see me. So yesterday, oh, forget it. All right. We didn't have good weather today, but did it rain? Oh, no. Okay. And then later on, I'm going to turn down the heat and stick in the pumpkin bread. Okay. So we're going to saute this and then stick it in that pan. Now I'm determining whether or not, well, maybe we'll put a little bit in there. So the spray, the olive oil spray, I'll just put a little in there. Okay. All righty. All right. All right. Now, I completed another task, which is sending business cards to Aaron Smith Levin from an organization that deals with suicidal people. And I'm having them deliver whatever it is to, well, maybe I never should have mentioned it since they're probably going to be waiting for it. So, all right. All right. That's one task I completed. Hopefully they did not intercept anything. But will I ask him? Eventually I will, and see how everything is turning out. And I'll ask him next weekend. Okay. All right. Time to dump it in. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. Alrighty. Now, what else is shaking? All right. Alrighty. Now, let's see here. All right, and there we go. All of it is in there. Next, I'm going to put in the corn. So, okay. Alrighty. Alrighty, here we go. Now, should I volunteer for the Aftermath Foundation? Maybe I should. Now, let's see here. There. Now, I'm going to pop on. All right. Okay, now I'm going to pop on mashed potatoes. Okay. All right. All right, here we go. We're going to put on mashed potatoes. All righty. All right. All right. Here we go. All right. Okay. All right. 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 Now I'm going to spread this. All righty. All right. All right. Now I'm going to put the rest. Let's see here. All righty. All right. Okay. All righty. Here we go. Sorry about the dead air. So now we're going to stick it in the oven. And we are going to have it baked. So, all right. Okay, put this in. But should I actually put in the pumpkin bread in? Why not? I'll just keep an eye on both of them. So, okay. And it looks like there's a little bit more oil in it than I originally thought. So why not? So we'll put this in too. And okay, it's been close to 2 hours now. And guess what? I'm going to wrap it up. So buy me a coffee. And if you want to donate to my channel, PayPal, if you can't get through to buy me a coffee and you want to make a donation to my channel, go to PayPal. So buy me a coffee if you want to, if you like, go ahead. But if you can't afford it, don't bother. I'm not expecting you to. I know what it's like. So nobody asks me for anything since I don't have any money. And I'm not going to ask you anything if you don't have the money. So buy me a coffee. Hit the like. Press subscribe. And I'll see you for brunch tomorrow.